let me know. Ooh, glare. It's the Glare Witch Project. Happy Halloween, everybody. Who's out there? Are we here? Can you hear me? Who's lurking? We got a couple lurkers. And feel free to reveal yourselves at whenever. What we're going to be doing here tonight is doing some faceting. And so thanks for coming, Ma. And it looks like Jahik is here too, which is good because you can go ahead and see what it is to get your own machine going. If y'all have faceting machines out there, this might be interesting for you. If you don't, this also might be interesting for you. We're going to be working on a Facetron faceting machine. We're going to be doing up some fire opals, and it should be a good time. One of our fire opals is already on the machine, and the other one is wandering around here aimlessly. There we go. Some of you guys actually saw a video a short where we lost a significant chunk of this little guy. It just flayed right off, and so it's been reshaped. It's the little lemon Jolly Rancher. We're going to be working on this guy and hopefully finishing the pavilion on this, and we've got another one that we're doing. And so as we go along, just let me know if you have any questions that I can answer. I'll try to keep one eyeball on the chat and the other eyeball on the project. We're going to flip it around and we'll get right to work in our little space. We're here in the ozone space that you usually get to see. We're just over in the corner. So let's do this. There is your faceting machine there. And like I said, this is a Facetron, so same as what you've got, Jahik. Gonna load up the holder so we got both hands. We'll get on in there so that we can see what we're doing. And I don't have a disguise on for Halloween this evening, but my machine does. You'll notice that I have a master lap right here, and then I have a CD on that as one of my polishing laps. And so what in the world am I thinking? And I'll tell you what I'm thinking. This is one of the hacks when you don't have a specified lap for a certain diamond paste. And so I'll go ahead and demonstrate how you can go ahead and scratch Master Flash on a CD. I'm doing this in a pinch today for my 14K diamond grit. And I'm going to check the chat here to make sure we're all good. Let's see what we got here. Whoa, what happened to the chat? Bring that bad boy up. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. There it is. Woohoo! So hi Scott Argyle, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Get that resituated. And happy Halloween. And trying to figure out where I can control who can comment and can't seem to find the button. Good morning, Sharon. I guess it's morning in your parts. Thanks for joining us. Let's see, hi. And good mornings to Ma as well. All right, cool. All right. I'm sorry, I'm just getting the whole situation figured out here so that you guys can see all that you need to see. This is our victim for this evening, this lovely piece of opal. And I'm going to take it off of the dock here really quick for you guys to see what is going on. So this is a piece of Fire Opal from Outlaw Rocks, and let's see how well I can frame this for you. There we go. I'm drifting. I'm trying to get you squared up here. Is that better? Nope, out of the frame. We're getting it. We're getting it. There we go. So this is Fire Opal from Oregon, Juniper Ridge. And there we go. So this has gone through 600 diamond grit and 3,000 diamond grit. And we are on 14K now. And this guy is about to get the pavilion finished up. And that is what we're going to jump on right now. This is a part of a large body of gems that I'm doing a comparison cut on. So they're all getting cut with the Arya Akfan Ruination cut so that we can see what the different body colors and the different cuts do for the opal, what grits it wants to be polished with, and hopefully that experiment will give me all the information I need by the end. And it looks like Girly Radilla is here. Very good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And so let me get this set up the way that it needs to get set up. We will see a few of the finished stones here in a minute. I just thought I'd get you faceting right away, and then we'll go ahead and look at some of the spoils in this cut. Just getting started with learning the Fire Opal. I think this is my 5th or 6th stone in the Fire Opal. So I'm dialing in where we want this this facet to be. I'm on the first round of the facets on the pavilion. That's the name of these cuts. And I'm going to get this bad boy going. So now she's a spinning and just wiping the stone across the grit. And that is the beginning of a beautiful polish. And you can only imagine this goes on as we polish each one of these windows ever more clear with each grit. So I think I mentioned, or I'll mention again, not sure, that this is the 14K paste. And the 14K paste is an extra step. I usually go 600 and then, or is it 1200? Oh boy, here I go again. I always forget my, my laps. I have a 3-step process. I'm pretty sure it's 13, or rather 6, and then 3,000, and then a cerium oxide. And that's all I need usually for my sunstones. And you'll notice that I keep on checking the face of my stone here to see how far I'm going, that I don't go too far, and that everything is happening as it should. Catch any mistakes before it happens. I have a paper towel and alcohol. Not the kind of alcohol that you'd expect to see at a Halloween party, but that's what kind of party this is. And Mus says, I love that you can use a CD for this. Yeah, totally. And so, and my goodness, it's 1:12 a.m. over there in South Georgia. I'm glad that you're hanging out anyway. How cool. All right, and so I'm going to charge this a little bit more. And what I mean by that is that our CD obviously doesn't come equipped already to polish gemstones, but it is a good substrate for the diamond polish to hang out in. And so hopefully I'm holding this right. This is a 14K diamond stick from Gear Loose, and I'm just going to go ahead and charge this a little bit more, and you see it going on there. Hey! Boops! To Chris, good to see you. Let me know if your volume is okay, and if that we're 5x5. And so I just put more diamond on here so that it should be cutting a little bit faster. And it's going to take some swipes to see. And then I'm going to get you guys in closer. We'll get a close-up. I thought I'd start with kind of the way that the whole thing looks. And then we'll bring you in for a little ride with the stone up close. There goes my diamond stick. Oh, and Mug still can't find the button. Well, we might not need it, and you know, it might be that this isn't a nice, gentle group. I think it all depends. If we are all friends here, then obviously we won't need anything like that. All right, and so I'm making micro adjustments. You might see me fiddling around with the mast there. There's a screw up here that gives me the opportunity to raise and lower the mast ever so daintily in small increments, so that if I need to, I can make those little adjustments, and that helps me cover the entire face of this little guy, if that makes sense. It's so micro, I might be seeing that it's polishing up towards the top more, and so I might move the face down just a little bit so that it's polishing towards the bottom of the face of the facet. It's that small. We've got Rockin' Willers in the house. Very, very cool. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, Joseph and Rosie. You guys are up late too, I guess. We're all looking for something rocky to do on this fine Halloween Eve. And so let's bring you guys in. Let's see if I can do this gently. Bring you in a little bit closer. You can see the stone a little bit better. And that way you'll see the action a little bit better. And we'll even get you a little bit closer, but I don't want to make you all dizzy right away. So this was a CD. Actually, I think it was, this particular one was a DVD that was one of my son's games when he was just a little tyke. And I was like, yeah, I don't think anybody needs that anymore. You will be the victim. Much better. Oh yes, and we'll keep on getting closer. You know, I just didn't want to start close and have you all wonder, you know, what context all of this was going on, and why does she keep on stopping? And you know, each time that you can't see the stone is when I'm peeking at it to make sure that we're doing what we got to do. We got to get a certain amount of scratches. Melissa knows about this. Certain amount of scratches out before we go to the next step, and yet at the same time you have to learn which scratches are being made and which ones are getting erased at every stage. And so we're at the last stage of scratches before we go into a polish. And then that's looking good, so we're going to go ahead and change it. Some of you that have wondered if you don't facet, let's see if I can get this into the picture here. Yeah. I have a wonderful little grooved circle tool here that I will just change it to the next facet by turning this, and that turned my the quill that turned the stone and will be on the next facet now. But that's how I know that I'm now on 12 and I was on 4 before, and we'll get rocking again. Pecans? There's lots of pecans? Oh my gosh, yeah, okay, I just read about the pecan picking that Sharon's been up to. Fantastic. All right, take a peek, see how we're doing here. And you guys just get to see the music going by, or the children's game, whichever you want to pretend that CD has on it. I figure we've got a little bit of music on in the background, so maybe that's what's on the CD, right? And let me know, actually, can you guys hear the music in the background? Do we need that higher? And it looks like Bob's Rocks has slid on into the chat. Good to see you this Halloween evening, Bob. Did you get any tricks or treats? Well, I'm glad, Rockin' Wheelers, Joseph and Rosie, that it was a pleasant surprise to see some faceting going on this evening live. Happy to be here for you. I needed to get some work done anyway. I had my mom in town. It was wonderful. She had a great visit, but she's gone, and it's time for me to furiously catch up with some faceting and polishing. You guys saw all of the cabochons on the docks. Those guys need to get done. I am under a mountain of work, and I just assume share the good times with you guys. You guys make the work go by faster, right? And Joseph, that is indeed Oregon Fire Opal from Outlaw Rock's claim that we went and mined ourselves. And so there is a very warm place in my heart for not only those guys. I mean, Michelle and Troy are just fantastic, but the fact that that you can go and mine your own minerals and then come home and make beautiful gems out of it, that's like an adventure that is fantastic to be able to continue. And so, Mutt is asking about Cher, and is she going to make some pies? Pecan pie might be my favorite pie, y'all. What's your favorite pie? We are going into pie season, are we not? I mean, I guess as fruit comes right is pie season, but, you know, I always associate pie eating with Thanksgiving and the holidays. So let me know. What pie? What is it for you? What gets your toes tingling? All right, we're good on that facet. Moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it again here on my dial. Trying to pay attention to everything, making sure I both facet correctly and I am so into this conversation as well. And I saw a post by Outlaw Rocks, and this is Rockin' Willers saying their 5-pound bag Pay dirt looks very yummy. Yeah, I would highly recommend if you are at all interested in getting some of that, go for it. I saw those recent pay dirt bags are all of the material that they have available from two of the claims, the regular fire opal, the chocolate fire opal, and the pink fire opal. The first two coming from their Opal Queen mine, and then the latter coming from the Pink Lady, I believe. So, heck yeah! And Mud loves pecan pie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, and Sharon's too. Pecan pie, my favorite. And Bob's Rocks just loves pies. I like that equal opportunity attitude about getting into pie. If there's pie to be had, just do it. It's like a Nike ad, right? Just do it. And Rockin' Wheeler says, we were fortunate to purchase a 5-pound bag of Fire Opal beauties, and we'll have to do with the Aussie opals, but loads of fun and exciting to see beauties they possess. Yes. Oh my goodness, because each one of them has such a whole bunch of different character. I'm really so impressed with this material. It is blowing me away. Every time I open one of these stones, it is treating me to such an eye full of beauty. I just can't believe it. They're so remarkable. I'm going to catch up here on the chat just a little bit. I'm a fan of apple pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, says Ma. Yeah. And Chris says, me too, about just loving pies. I agree. And I'm going to try to do this without going off the rails here. Read and fast at the same time. Oh my gosh. My poor dad developed a nut allergy in his 50s. I feel bad. I can eat pecan pie right in front of him. Yeah, right. Oh dear. But probably not feeling too bad, right, Ma? Oh geez. Yeah, you just eat extra for Dad. That's great. Yeah, pecan pie. Ooh, such good stuff. And let me bring you guys in for a little bit closer. Who wants to go closer? Let's see. And so there's your gem. And we'll bring it down on the CD. And hopefully that business won't make you too dizzy. Probably could move you over just a little bit. That nut is in the way. You know, speaking of nuts, but we're a little fixed as far as our perspective goes. I might be able to bring you guys for a little bit more of a ride. Oh, and that's over to the other side too far. Can we get a little bit more perfect? We're gonna see. Let's see. A little bit, Karen. He now claims banana pudding is his favorite dessert, and we know he's not lying. Oh no! Oh my gosh, Joseph! Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Oh wow! Let me get the bell. Look, I got a small bell for the live. Joseph and Rosie, you guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. And I wish you the most beautiful opals out of your batch. Let me know what you're doing with yours. Are you guys cabbing them? Are you going to have some of them faceted? What do you suppose? Yeah, that is so sweet. Ooh. And Bob's Rock just said another one of my absolute weaknesses of all time, banana nut bread. I so adore banana nut bread. Yeah. That is always a toss-up when folks have, like, spice bread or pumpkin bread and or banana nut. I mean, I just don't even know which way to go. In fact, I probably like banana nut bread more than I like pecan pie. Being more of an indulgent bread eater than a pie eater. I don't know. That might get some pies thrown in my direction, though. Is that heresy to some people, perhaps? Hopefully, we've got a decent view of our rock going by. Maybe could do that. Wait. No, I think I went the wrong way. I'm messing with things. Where we at? Is that better? No. Go this way. It's all a big experiment at this phase, you guys. We'll get as good at making the faceting live as making these facets. Okay, somebody forgot or figured out how to make it subscribers only. Thank you so much. She did find the button. It suddenly appeared. Okay, cool. Well, we got it. And I was also wondering, did it have anything to do with the fact that we were talking about bananas? Did that bring any trolls into the room? I'm wondering. I think I did something wrong, says a moderator. No. I'm sure that it was none of us. Well, I'm glad that you found that. Thank you so much. And we're just trucking along with the gem here. You'll notice that sometimes I hold on to the gem with my pinky and I push it with a finger. See that? Like little pinky ride there. And then other times you can hold it with two fingers or you can not hold it at all. But it can be helpful if you're worried about the connection of your gem on the top, but also it can be easier for your quill as well. And so, a couple different styles of pushing the gem around on the CD is what I'm showing you. But, the one way just puts my hand so in the way of your show that I won't be doing that. And so we'll go back to that so that you can watch the gem taking a ride. Now, just if you were curious, this gem is a pretty big gem, whereas our little lemon gem is so much smaller. When we get finished with this little run of facets, we'll measure it so that you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. And we're almost there with this window. Need a little bit more on the heel or down towards the bottom. Which actually, when I'm saying bottom right now, it means it's going up towards the girdle. Those of you who just got in here, we are working on an Oregon Fire Opal, and we are finishing up the pavilion, which is the bottom of a stone. And we have the girdle that goes around the center, and then the crown is the top. And so we're just cleaning stuff up so that we can get this guy onto the dock transfer and into the next phase. And this is such a big stone that I might even have to recharge this CD with even some more diamond. Pull some away from the end there. Redistribute some of our diamonds. Catch up. All right, so let's see. I think we did something wrong. Nope. However, I got a lot of E blues cleaned and ready. Oh, Ellensburg blues for Rosie to choose from. Nice. And then I will choose after her. That is so sweet. Now, ladies first. Very nice. Those Ellensburg are so beautiful. How wonderful. Keep it on, keep it on. And Rockin' Wheelers, I do not know how many carats this bad boy is going to get to, but it is big enough that I would say it's probably okay. Before we take before I put my guess in, I think it would be fun to hear from y'all, and so. Anybody who wants to guess, why don't you guess how many carats you think this might be, and we'll see how close you are. We don't get to find out how many carats it is tonight, but I'll go ahead and share my guess too, and we'll see if we're in the same ballpark. But you can see as far as like, it in relationship to my hand, it's not a small. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's not a small stone. That's substantial amount of fire opal, and this is in the color of I'd call like it a tangerine, like a mid-orange. I'm in love with it. I cut two much darker stones that I will go ahead and give you a look at here in a bit too. And I like that. Opal is pretty light, eh? So actually, Ma is hedging her bets by figuring out that, yeah, this is definitely a lighter substance than your typical, diamond or something like that. Now we're about there with that one. And so Ma is guessing 7, and Rockin' Willers, I'm gonna let that hang right there. It's just hovering above the disc. And kind of doesn't it look like an old-fashioned record player needle? So there's that. Never do this at home, kids, because you don't want that to, catch the wheel and die. But Mutt is saying I'm a rockologist, and that's my best guess. I love it. Okay, and so what else do we have here? And Rockin' Wheeler says I can see fire coming out of that opal. Yeah, it's just hot stuff. It is so pretty. And Musa 7. Yep, I got that. And my gosh, my parents married 53 years, and my dad puts her up on a pillow. That is so sweet. Bob's Rock says 6.5. I like that. Guys, keep track of your guesses. Oh, I think we're done with this one. Yeah, we're done with that. Faceted right there. Let's move on. Moving right along. And you know what? I'm going to charge this again because it is getting too shiny. And I think that my diamonds fell to the floor. She's wearing diamonds on the soles of her shoes, people. Put some more diamond there on there. It's like lipstick for faceters, guys. And let's see. Hey, Chris, my jewelry and I give it away, but I've had quite a few people who wanted to pay me for jewelry. Very nice. Get to faceting here. And one lady gave me $25 for a bracelet and a pair of earrings. That's awesome. Good for you. You are a professional, Sharon. And Rockin' Wheeler says, can I cheat? Maybe I will go find one Oregon Fire Opal similar to size and weigh it. But I will not cheat. Okay, Rockin' Wheelers, we won't tell anybody. And yeah, Chris is saying that's awesome. Also to Sharon, good. And Rockin' Wheelers is saying 20 carats. Boy, that's big. And Patrick Donahue, what are y'all guessing? And we are guessing the carat weight for this little Oregon Fire Opal that Patrick probably recognizes that I'm doing a lapping disc in a pinch variation here with the CD. But I thought, we're all wearing costumes for Halloween, so why not have a lap in disguise, disguised as a CD? So that's my excuse. Hope that you had a great Halloween, Patrick. Did you take your girl out trick-or-treating? Or is she still too young for that? Right, the carrots of the fire opal. And Melinda's ghost pepper sauce boot jalokia. Yeah, we know a spicy pepper named that as well, don't we? Indeed. He will totally get a laugh out of that. I know. Where's Boot? Maybe he's off being a spicy ghost out and about in public, given that it is Halloween. A good time for spicy ghosts to go haunting, I think. And Jahik would like to guess that it's 2,385,190 microcarats. All right, insert Dr. Evil Pinky into side of mouth and carry on. I will go ahead and notate such an astute guess as that. Thank you. All right, Bob's Rock says it is time for bed. Bob, thank you so much for joining us here on Halloween, and I hope that you have sweet dreams, and give those little goats a big hug for me. Hugs and kisses to the goats. All right, we're almost there on this facet. Ooh. She drops her paper towels all over the place. So let's see. Chris took a screenshot. Oh, awesome. Yes. That is so sweet that you shared it with him, Chris. I'm sure he will get a kick out of that. That's thinking on your toes. Awesome. All right, so if you're going finished weight after you cut the crown, I'll guess 1.22 carats. All right, so Patrick is way on the smaller side for this here gem. And so we have quite the array from 20 carats down to 1.22. And so I'm about to give you a size reference so that you guys can recalibrate, retract, or stick with your guess, because that's only fair. And we're making our way quickly around this pavilion, so we'll actually be almost ready for our yellow stone, which is, you guys can guess on that one too. That is going to be very, very different. So here, let's stop the wheel from a spinning, and we're gonna get this into the picture without my arm, and see if I can center this well for you. There. So this, as it stands right now, let me zero that out because I was messing about. And so that is right now, before cutting down the girdle as much as it needs to be cut down, because it's got another cut, is at 9.52 millimeters. And I would say that off of the length of the stone, it's going to lose another couple of millimeters off the top because we have to cut the crown. And so it's a fatty. This is a mad fatty big chunky stone for by Karen standards, because y'all know that I have the tendency to work on smaller, daintier stones way more. And so that might give you guys, though, an option to double check what your current guesses are. And let me catch up while I do some sweeps here. I found out the other day, you just have to double tap the screen like button. Oh, that's good to know. But it doesn't work on the iPad. That's sad to know. So I guess that's like Android feature. We have been very busy with Rosie's mom, now in hospice, and just really, we okay. Realty, we okay. Haven't even been watching Tyler, Alleluia, and others, Outdoors with Fade, Alabama, Rock Hugger, equals Oregon. Well, I hope that you have a chance to do some catching up. I know that we all have like life that intervenes with our rock loving. How dare life do that? But hopefully you'll be able to, it'll be fun to binge watch some of the missed videos. That's the best part of having to drop out for a little while. I think anyway. I've got lots of catching up to do since my mom was here, that's for sure. And Jahik is reminding about Megabox. Yeah. And that is a really big stone for me, Ma. Absolutely weird that I'm working on such a big fatty. But one of the reasons why is that I like to specialize in the sunstones very much, and they come in small packages, very sweet but small packages. And then some of the other stones that I've had the luck to work with, also smaller and are prone to fracturing, like the peridot and the garnets. All natural stones so far. I haven't cut any synthetics yet, and so a lot of smaller material by default, which doesn't make me sad. I love doing small cuts, and to be honest, also for my jewelry, it makes a lot more sense to do smaller cuts because they're easier to integrate into jewelry design than, a lot of big gems. They look best just a really simple setting, and that's it. Just hang that big old, Wilma Flintstone rock alone by itself on a neck, or toss it into a ring. So yeah. Love and prayers, that's awesome. And Ma says it's not my fault that Jahik's box, Jahik's box was so awesome. She wants another one. His fault. Fat stones, yeah, cannot lie, Chris. Works on my iPhone. Good to know, Chris. That is weird that it doesn't cross. And Patrick says, with synthetics, it's too easy to adopt something bigger than you can chew. Oh my gosh, I bet. But I love, oh my gosh, Patrick, being able to see some of those cuts in something so fantastically large. It's so indulgent. All of your cuts, big and smaller, are all incredibly beautiful. And I have to say, you know, in some cases, the bigger the better, even though it's not like, a over 10 carat ring is going to be appropriate for a solitaire and a ring per se, but they're so interesting to showcase a very nice cut. So I would be interested, Patrick, to hear what your favorite synthetic is, and why, if there's something specific that you can think of. If not, I can totally understand if they're all nice for different reasons. But say if a girl was kind of playing around with the thought of maybe purchasing some synthetics, where a girl might start and for what reason. Is there are definitely some special cuts that I would love to try, bigger and on a synthetic stone probably to begin with. All right, Sharon, thank you so much for coming by. It was a pleasure having you in the chat. Happy Halloween. Hope that you have sweet dreams and keep on making jewelry, girl. And Rockin' Wheeler says, Outlaw rocks are great. Gave us a good chunk of pink opal. Wanted to cut and cab. Rosie wants to keep it as a specimen. I totally agree. Outlaw rocks, fantastic. Yeah, those guys are super cool. They were the best hosts for when we went and mined. And their shop is just eye candy from top to bottom. They are knowledgeable and excellent business people. I just don't have any assessment in any way, shape, or form that isn't just a shining endorsement. And believe me, we just went up there and did our thing. It's not like I have any commercial affiliation with those guys, other than the fact that when I get more Fire Opal, it will most certainly be from them. And let's see what we've got going on here. Just about to turn out the lights and saw this. Hey Ken, good to see you. Figured I'd chill for a bit and watch. Lisa would say hi, I'm sure, but she's curled up asleep next to me. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. I'm just so happy for you guys. It like gets me every time. You are so stoked to be able to hang out with each other right now, and since it's Halloween, I figured it is storming like crazy here. Is it storming up there too, Ken? Because it's just nasty, and I was thinking of all the people, like all the kids that didn't get to go trick-or-treating tonight, and then all the adults that probably decided not to go hang out at, all the holiday festivities out and about at the bars and stuff. Hopefully it'll be better during the weekend. Shh, don't wake Lisa, says Chris, no doubt. And pink opal was the gift on top of the 5-pound bag. That is so sweet. Awesome. So you did see, Joseph, that it looked like they were, those recent pay dirt bags were all the different flavors. So maybe you need to get another one that has all of the flavors combined. I'm tempted myself, since it's the end of the mining season. I can't go back until stuff thaws out and Troy starts letting people back on the mine. And so, take lots of pics. Can you take pics there? Awesome. And Patrick says, I really liked the LUAG, very vivid yellow and unique. But yeah, I don't have a definite favorite. It's kind of like asking somebody the dreaded question, what's your favorite rock, right? I mean, they're all so beautiful for different reasons, but you definitely pinged hard on my radar, Patrick, and thank you for answering the question, because yellow just so happens to be my favorite color. So that makes it even more of a temptation. So I'll have to go and check that out. You know, among the other things that I think would be interesting to facet, our friend Manny over in Australia is faceting some lighthouse glass from a Fresnel lens. And that is like, just blew my socks off. How cool would it be to do that? And then the other interesting thing I heard about was fighter jet glass that was being sold for faceting rough, and I was like, oh, I want that. That would be so cool. I mean, just to have a piece of fighter jet glass. I don't know. I'm a aeronautic geek, so that kind of excited me, the suggestion of that. And so Ken says that they got a little bit of rain, not bad. Yeah, we are getting an absolute squall. We must be breaking the brunt of it here on the coast, and then it'll pitter-pat over the coast range and hit y'all. So hopefully we're taking all the strength out of it. You can thank us for that. And synthetic alexandrite and rutile are fun because it's impossible to get sizable natural pieces. That does sound delicious, and you know, in a color combination that would be amazing. So I would love to play with that. That sounds fantastic. Where am I? All right, trying not to lose count on our stone here. And Rockin' Wheeler says, you are right. I saw the pinks in the new 5-pound bags. They are chunky. I know the kids, grandkids, and great-grand bambinos will love them. Yeah, and that pink opal that he is getting out of the Pink Lady is no joke. He was telling me that he's got clients from all over that prefer it to the pink opal that's on the market from the Middle East. And you know that we have this tiny claim in Oregon, you know, putting out a grade of pink opal that, you know, is competitive on the international stage. Just fills my heart with happiness. And so, yeah, you might want to take a look at those before you dispense them around all of the kidlins to see if there's anything on there that you want to cab. Because there's some, like, I've capped some of that pink stuff, and it is absolutely delicious. Really, really yummy pinks. And it actually, it seems to vacillate between the colors of, you know, like ice cream, light strawberry, you know, clear through to a much deeper and actually almost clear, you know, a translucent dark pink. So pretty amazing. See, Gems of Science that has the F35 Sapphire also has a GAGG, which is also yellow and glows green like a LUAG. Check out Tom's box of rocks for the LUAG. All right, thank you so much for mentioning that in the chat, because I can go back and check it out. And so that's fantastic. I will definitely go back and do that. And let's see. TV froze, iPad didn't. Oh, that's interesting. Aww. And oh no, it's not frozen, you guys. Or at least it shouldn't be. I just put the stone down. Thank you for thank you for reacting. We finished the round of pavilion cuts that we were doing. Let me see if I can do a thing here. We'll come back out. Whoop. Ooh. There we go. And so we're going to change where we are on the machine. And so we're going to lift it a bit, and we're going to change, adjust the angle and the height. And so we are on the last couple of cuts on this particular stone, on the 14K, and we're going to move onto the cerium oxide. And so I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing. It's so easy to make a mistake, and then there's no go backs. Once you make a mistake with this stuff, you might have to recut. So try not to make any uncool moves here. Then move that back down and lock her in, and then make sure that we are doing well. All right, and so that's how we changed the machine. Jahik, did you get all of that? Are you ready to try it on your own? I'll look at stickers for people we know. Prairie Girl Rocks, World of Rock Hounds, Suva Lapidary, gotta love it. All right, so we are on Arya Akvan's Ruination, because I'm having a prolonged love affair and actually an experiment with this particular cut. And so let me see if I can't do this for you guys, and we'll look at real quick what it is that's happening. Here's our pavilion, and we were just doing all of the pavilion cuts that are right next to the girdle. And this last little round that we're going to do are going to be these little spiky guys that are wonderful at throwing light. In this particular cut, here's another example of it here. And so we finished all these little guys, and we're doing these guys now, and then we're done with this particular stage. So we'll get right back at her. I kind of have this particular cut sort of memorized, but it's always good to refresh and make sure that I've got everything going right as far as like the place in which we have the height, and also the angle, and which part of the dial, which number on the dial we are on. Easy to make a mistake, and like I said, there aren't any go backs, and we're perfect. And so I'll get you guys back panned in so that you can watch the rock, because that's the superstar here for sure. And wow, that's nice and close. Let's see how long that one lasts. Good view. Maybe even a little bit closer. How about it? I think that's about as close as it wants to go. All right, it's late, and there was wine. I'm in a different time zone. Okay, sounds good. And yes, of course, Kurt is up, and oh, Patrick is showing or sharing prices. Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. All right, so we are ready to roll. Get that bad boy going. And these ones are going to go fast because they're just little thin spikes. And so won't take much to scrub these scratches off. And I'm just catching up while we're doing that. And that was a lovely shot of my hand. Sorry, guys. You know, I lapsed into some of the different yoga poses for my hand with moving the quill around, because obviously you end up changing how you're holding the stone, not only for the stone's benefit, but because you do get a little hand fatigue going on. So let's do that instead so that you guys can see. And here's Ma. I'm over here wanting to close the alcohol bottle. It's evaporating away. I go through so much alcohol, and I know I've mentioned it before, Um, yeah, I'm sure I've evaporated plenty of it away. You know, I probably should. I just have a little hole in the tinfoil though. So the liner's still on just inside the little squirty part. So hopefully it's not going too fast. I'm not getting, you know, too much of a head rush from being exposed. So the next one is 30. We're jumping on it. Ba-boom. Another spike. The real question is, what CD was sacrificed? Hopefully not a vintage AOL trellis. You know what's crazy? Patrick, I do have one in my stack. I actually almost grabbed that. I have a couple spools of old music, and then I have a couple spools of old computer ones. And this one came off of an old computer spool, and it was one of Cole's games from when he was like really, really young for the computer, and I thought it would be okay. I wonder if any of that stuff is worth anything, right? Yeah, just as a tiny pinhole, exactly. Faceter hack, I guess, is for your alcohol so it doesn't come out too fast, and also so that it doesn't evaporate away too fast. And so, like I said, these spikes are going fast. Like I already switched from the first spike to, oh shoot, we're on the third spike already. So yeah, this is rolling. We are rolling deep. Just a really quick, since they're long, I'm just adjusting the height a little bit so that I can make sure to get the whole thing. This is a big old stone, like I said, way bigger than I'm used to working with. So a little bit more real estate to cover. Cheating just a little bit by micro changes on the height to make sure everybody's getting a nice good polish. Pre-polish. We're not quite on polish yet. This is the last stage, and then we're gonna dive on into the cerium oxide. And I don't have a carpet wheel. It's not a carpet wheel, guys. It's a pretty white disc. I absolutely love the cerium oxide disc. It's like a magic wand. It does things that are just fantastic. It's magic. So we are going on to 62. Almost there. Almost there. 3 more left. And, you know, Joseph brings up a really interesting point here about very, very hard for me to tell if lab created. That is a really, really a great point. Is, you know, how do you know? How do you know if what you're looking at is lab created? If you don't know the gem supplier, it might be very, very difficult. You might actually have to take it to somebody to have it tested if you don't have the testing equipment yourself. The bays out there have some remarkably lovely material that is out on the market, and it is difficult to tell. Yanni Live with special commentary by Linda Evans. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Is that what that is? I was wondering. My gosh. That is a throwback, and potentially a throw up, just depending on what you like. I was just watching an MST3K Mitchell that has Linda Evans in it, and if you haven't seen that one, it's a really good one. All right, Ken, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Give Lisa a hug from all of us. And a happy Halloween to you and sweet dreams. Glad that you guys are still able to enjoy each other. Oh, and you guys are going to the Rice Museum tomorrow? Fantastic. That's going to be the best. I'm jealous. If I see you there, it's because I knew you were there and felt like I needed to go myself. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, have a super time. It's a great place. All right, I think we are almost there. I think we have one more. One more. One more. This is the faceting cut. Yeah, sorry. Big Valley. Linda Evans probably is. She was in that too, huh? Boy, that's like, again, like serious Wayback Machine. That be the one. Okay, Chris knows. Got some TV aficionados in here. Oh yeah. Have some pretty. Okay, so this is the end. Beautiful friend of the pre-polish. I liked how you guys thought that my screen was frozen, or your screen was frozen, and it turned out just being that I had stopped the action. Okay, we're gonna see if we can't frame this. Hello. Gosh, is that in focus? Trying to see, not really. Let's do this. There we go. Still kind of oily from the stuff. Let me give it a wipe so that you guys can see. Pretty color though. Ah, Rockin' Wheelers. It sounds like he had a thing for Linda Evans. She was stunning. All right, let's bring this back. See if I can't get this right for you guys. There we go. Not ugly. Boy, that's going to be a pretty stone when it's done, huh? What do you think? Yeah. I think so. I think that that's not bad, guys. We're going to just continue on with the cerium oxide lab, but before I do, I thought I would share with you some of the other guys that we've been working on here in the Ozone Studios. There they are, under glass there. You guys are getting a preview. I haven't shown hardly anybody these in public. I'm going to go ahead and give you a look out of the glass here. You saw there was a couple different flavors. Let me grab my official gem picker uppers and see if I can avoid shooting this across the room. So let's see if this is going to work out. So here's another tangerine dream. And it's got fingerprints on it, but is complete. And you can even see like how some of the light, it bends like to yellow, but almost to green. And then it's got like this ridiculous yellow and tangerine glimmer to it. Pretty exciting. Okay, so that's one of them. And like I said, these are all in the same cut. And the reason why is because it is the control to the experiment. Different body colors and some different sizes, all Oregon Fire Opal, all with the same cut though. And also I was trying to figure out what materials they wanted to be polished with. This one I just took off of the DOPS this morning. I was finishing it up last night after taking my mom to the airport. And so this one is like arguably in between, like the body color is kind of a darkish orange almost to red. It's really hard to kind of put your finger on. A little bit, has a little bit more of a rust color than like a true red. And then you can see as I'm changing the light on it that, you know, you get very, very different, you know, contrasted color. And that's because Opal, I mean, you know, full stop, like because Opal does what Opal does with bending light, being amazing. And so, wow. So good. And lastly and definitely leastly, because this guy is the smallest of our crew. Let's see if I can pick it up. It's so small. So this one's going to be kind of like our lemon yellow one. Had to cut this one very small, but it's quite unusual. Where are we? So this is the cherry chocolate that some of you guys have heard me talking about. Look at how dark that guy is, guys. I mean, this was essentially, wow, I'm trying to get it into view, guys, sorry. Like trying to get it in focus is challenging, but that is garnet dark for an Oregon Fire Opal. How fantastic. So excited about these stones, and so, you know, more of that to come, on account that we were able to pick up, you know, quite a bit of material while we were mining, you know, like out of the wall and out of the ground. And so we'll be sharing way more of what's happening. So here's what those guys look like. And then our yellow guy, did I show that at the top of the show? I think I did. So here's this little yellow guy. And so that, you know, at the very least, it illustrates we're on the same stage with this guy. We are needing to do the last polish of the pavilion. And I mean, that is quite the variation in body colors and clarities. I guess I didn't really mention that. Like, they have a lot of different variation in the clarity. This one's extremely clear. It's going to be so pretty. But I wanted to do the same cut so that we could tell the difference, like in contrast with these guys. You can see that the top two are very clear, and the bottom one, that's like, you know, in theory, since it's a lighter color, you think, oh, well, it's going to be, you know, even clearer, but it's got some cloudiness in it, so not quite the clarity as the top two have. So fun. And our guy that we were just working on, Same color as the one that didn't have the good clarity, but this one is definitely rocking the house with clarity, and so it's going to be really fun to see what this guy turns out to be. And I would say after you guys, had a chance to do some guessing and everything, I'm going to guess that this guy does turn out to be, between 6 and 8 carats. I'm thinking, because I'll reveal that the guy in the middle that I just finished today, that is a 1.5 carat stone. And so if you want to bring this guy in, so there's our difference. So, if you want to recalibrate your your guesses, you're welcome to do that now. I don't think that that's cheating. Okay, so them Oregon Opals, I'm getting re-caught up here. If not already, will leave its mark as did the Oregon Sunstone. I really do feel like that too, Joseph. The Oregon Opals are they're rare. And so as far as the fire opals go, you got Mexican fire opal. I'm not sure how many other different places of opals there are, but, probably not that many. And so when you go online and you see some of the pricing on them, they're kind of wicked expensive. Okay, there we go. Chutes and ladders. TM, I guess. So I thought that was a good use of that game, and somewhat appropriate, being is that chutes and ladders for stones. So here's my beloved cerium oxide lap, and for this lap, I'm going to clear our area here. And I'm going to switch the orientation. We're going clockwise, and this here, I'm going to switch it to counterclockwise. I tape it down so that I don't try to turn off the machine with the button and break the motor. If you switch the orientation while the motor is rolling. And sometimes, you just are over here on the control panel, absent-mindedly switching things that you shouldn't be. And so we're going to stick big orange back in the dot, but before we do that, or the quill rather, we're going to raise up our whole assembly here so that we don't drop it onto the cerium oxide lab. We're going to give it, see, you use so much alcohol, Melissa, that it would be kind of ridiculous to always clean or shut that bottle. I mean, I'd be constantly trying one-handedly to open and shut that bottle because it's constant cleaning. So anybody who doesn't love a whole bunch of cleaning, this might not be your bag, but super freak about getting contamination going for things. So I usually hit like the whole darn machine with some clean paper towel. Also, I do a lot of paper towel recycling. Like once I've used it for one thing, I'll probably use it for another kind of cleaning or something like that, because this is really light duty and I use a lot of it. So just cleaning everything up. And onwards and upwards we go. Let's see, we've got AL Gold Prospecting in the chat. Thank you for swinging on in. Good to see you. And yes, we still are sticking with the 7 carats because that was a darn good guess. What did I say? Between 6 and 8. And 6.8 says Chris. Very, very good. And AL Gold Prospecting is talking about having a sale. Well, let us all know. I know people who like to spend money on rocks, that's for sure. So I'm gently bringing this down, and I'm going to start where we were, since we were just doing those spiky guys on the pavilion. We'll go ahead and start right there. You'll notice that I was using a diamond paste without water on our process before, but now we are going to go ahead and add water to our situation. Not too much. With cerium oxide, you don't have to add very much water. It kind of likes to be a damp situation instead of a wet one. Although we have to, with opals, make sure that it stays nice and cool while we are working on the stone. They will come off of their dop and sometimes fracture if you are working too dry. And then also it wants to be slow. I had it going fast there for a little bit because I wanted to get the water kind of dispersed around. So I'm going to find where I want to be, and we are going to get to dragging this bad boy across. And so I'm going to double check that I'm in the place where I want to be, because like I said, no go backs. And so you like, this is a triple check kind of thing. I think I want to be a little bit up higher, moving my mast a little bit forward. And I'm going to bring you guys back into a nice close focus on the wheel so that you guys can watch the stone going for its little ice skating trip around on there. Let's see if that's going to be good. That might be a little bit too... And look at that. The poor thing is obscured by the water. Let's see if we can improve our view here. Sorry about that. The spigot is going to be a little bit in the way. Let's see how this goes. That is completely in the way. Wow. That couldn't be in the way or anymore if it tried, because that's going to be my swipe right there. Wow. Come on, man. I guess I could move the spigot a little. How about there? That might be better. Well, you know what we're gonna do, guys? We'll play with things until we get into a better place for how to see these live streams. I promise that I will make things work. Let's see. How's that? That's not bad. Okay, so Melissa asks a great question. A great question. I can talk. I have only had tea to drink this evening, guys, so I can't blame it on anything. Stein curtains to you. So there's two reasons why I like to change direction for the cerium. Since we've been going in one direction, it seems like it polishes faster when you switch direction with the cerium. You know, because it's like it's taking all of the scratches that are all going one way before, and it's kind of going against that and providing that last abrasion that is trying to equal all of those, you know, bring them all into an equal plane. And it just seems like it does a really nice job of doing that when I go opposite. And the other reason is because for some reason this one likes to come unscrewed easily, and so if the turn of the turntable is going the same way, the clockwise, And the screw also undoes clockwise, then it has the tendency to come undone. Let's see. Need laps for polishing. AL Gold, you know, there's some easy ways like to get into the laps, like the toppers or CDs, like I was just showing. If you're, you know, you could use some charged diamond and CDs and have a master lap, and you are off to the races. And what did I just do with my loop? Oh, there we go. You guys could see it in the picture. There it is, there it is. So this is the final stage, and so everything has to go away now. And so, you know, sometimes it goes quick, and other times if you shine down, and Melissa knows exactly what I'm talking about here. You shine down and you find like there's a scratch that's a little bit deeper than the others that, you know, might take a little bit longer to work on, and that's certainly possible with the 14K. Yeah, DVDs, CDs, same. I was just demonstrating that earlier on in the live, and so if you scrub back, you know, or rewatch, you'll see the CD, and I just charge it with the diamond, and off you go. And it gets better until it gets too worn out to use, but you know, getting the little use ridges actually holds the diamond paste rather nicely. And so, yeah. Until you feel like you've contaminated it, like if you notice that there are problems with it, you can keep on cleaning it with alcohol and reusing it. Only stay with the same grit. Like each piece of everything that is used in this process is only for one grit. Like, so the bat lap that I have has one side is dedicated only to the 3000, and the other side is 50K, and that's why I just don't at this time have a 14, and that's why I went back to using a CD. But back when I got started, I was using a CD for the 3000 too, and it worked fine until, you know, a bat lap is going to cut quicker. And for me, I think I noticed a difference as far as like a bat lap is harder, so you get like much crisper edges to your facets. But especially if you're just getting started, you probably will not notice the difference until you're ready to notice the difference, and then you can move up. So for practicing and getting rolling, you don't need anything more than a master lap and some CDs and some diamond paste of different varieties of cut. And you are off to the races. Other than those, the metal plates are kind of important. So either a 600 grit or a 12 to finish your first cuts with. And then if you need to do any preforming, which is likely, then you'll probably want something more along the lines of a 325. And Kurt's here, apparently. Good to see you, Kurt. Sliding into the chat all late. Are you gonna go live, Kurt? And thank you for hanging out with us, Rockin' Wheelers, Joseph and Rosie. I wish you happy cabbing for your Ellensburg Blue, and have a wonderful sleep. And, oh, Kurt's not going live. All right, well, we'll just keep on going for a little bit longer then. Getting a little bit of wonk there. Don't like that. Didn't tighten that onto the quill enough. That's a folly. Oh, sweet. So, Kurt posted earlier. Hey, Kurt, did you share that those beautiful works in progress with your social media? Because that was a treat to see. You are working on some amazing wraps right now. Oh, did you show them on Discord too? And I'm just getting caught up in the chat right now and making sure that I'm doing the right cuts all at once. Even though we're really not cutting anymore, you still don't want to put the wrong part of the stone down at any point. Yeah, I would agree, Chris. Kurt is definitely, absolutely amazing at doing the wraps and extremely talented at just darn near everything I've seen him do. And so, what a pleasure to see you doing the wraps. This is my favorite part. This is usually when, you know, it's showing you all the light play that wants to happen inside the gem. It's catching. I have one main light on in the room, and then I have 3 lights on that are firing up different parts of the facets when I hold it up to view the stone in the loop, so that I can tell how far along in the cuts we're going, if the meats are meeting, all the things that, the information that you need from light. But then there's that moment. There's that moment when the, you know, the polish is finishing and you start seeing the light just go dancing around in the stone. Like finally the windows are getting clear enough to let the laser beams, you know, just shoot around inside. And so this is definitely gem gazy. I got quiet there for a minute because it's such a pleasure to see the character of the stone come about and see the colors that it wants to have inside it. So if anything, this is like when I zone out and look at the stone and start making plans for what sorts of jewelry possible projects might come about for it. If this was your big honkin' 6 to 8 carat stone, what would you do with it? Would you keep it as a specimen so that you could just see it being a beautiful opal, or would you throw it into a necklace? This one is pretty pumpkin. Is that what you're asking, Melissa? So it's got like a tiny little scratch right up towards the top that I'm trying to get rid of. Usually these little spikes don't take so long, but I am just hell bent. Sometimes a little scratch just like looks like a piece of dust, but I know it's there. So if I can help it, I don't want to leave it. Oh yeah. Finally going away. Sometimes I think that I try not to take the scratches personally. They taunt you though. Was it the pumpkin colored one? This, I was just asking about this guy, because here I am looking at this guy, and you know, we're having like this visual love affair, and this is when I start making plans for Nigel, and so I was just wondering if this guy here, this honking big, I mean, it is pumpkin sized in comparison to the little ones. What would you do with this one when it's done? Right, Kurt? He's saying exactly. I hate it when you get one scratch that doesn't want to go away. And yeah, you put your nose to the grindstone and you keep on keeping on until that thing goes away, which we are there. So I even did a little cheater. I had to change the angle just a little bit to, it was just right up in the corner of the facet, and it was like not, it didn't seem like it was even getting touched. So yeah, I just moved the angle just a smidgen so that we could reach up there and give that a little buff and buff that bad boy out. Enough for you. Looks like we have Sandmaker join in the chat. Good to see you, man. I hope that you're doing well. And Sierra Hounder, hi y'all. Stumbled across some late night lapidary. Yep, Sierra. I figured since I was going to pull a late one, maybe y'all might want to join me. So here we are, hanging out, trying to get some of these stones done. I mean, what the fun, so really quick to interrupt myself. This face is almost finished, and you saw how long that other one took. So sometimes you just don't know, but this guy is almost done. But hopefully the instant gratification for y'all is that these are finished for tomorrow's live stream. So hopefully I can do that for ya. And we can all enjoy having seen these guys get born. Yes, Canadian gemstones. We're only making plans for Nigel. Thank you for catching that. And Sandmaker says 2:40 a.m. there. Man, you are burning the midnight oil. So I'm glad that you're still up to catch us. Are you working late too? And it's 1:40 over where Chris is, and so also some midnight oil. I'm just on the early side. It's not even midnight yet. Yep, that's looking good. We're done with that. Woohoo! That was a nice quick one. And the gifts that keep on giving. 62 is our next one on the dial. And I hope that everybody's staying warm. It turned cold here. And so I've got my heater running, and the music is on to snuff out the heater noises. Yeah, Sandmaker wins, huh? And Sierra Hounder is working off your sugar high. How in the world? Tantalize us with what you earned your sugar high on. Was it all the Halloween candy? Yeah, I love it when facets go fast. These are fast facets, guys. Man, Melissa, I wish you could lap inside too. You should be lapping right alongside, you know? Shoot. Well, I don't have enough room for more in here, but I'd have you in here if I could. Melissa says, I had a coat on and a beanie earlier out there at the lap. Yeah, that's cold. How cold was it today for you, Melissa? And Canadian gemstones, that's a really great question. This particular lap is a cerium oxide lap. So it is some material that has been incredibly compressed and then completely saturated with cerium oxide. You can see that there's no cerium oxide that's loose that's coming off of my lap. And so it's wonderful because you can feel the tooth as you drag the stone across the lap. You can feel that there's definitely some really nice texture. And it's embedded with the cerium, so it does the polishing, and yet you don't have a bunch of splattery loose cerium going all over the place. It was an expensive lap, but it was worth every penny. And 58. That is cold. Yeah, I'm a summer girl too. What am I doing up here in winter wetness wonderland? I don't know. But yeah, 58 was probably our high today as well. And it's definitely going to be in the low 40s, if not high 30s up here, I think. So Sierra Hounder, yeah, not too many trick-or-treaters this year. Unfortunately, cold here too. Outside stoneworking is over for the season. I'm sorry. Yeah, that is a huge bummer. But if you don't have a whole lot of trick-or-treaters, then you have a little something that you gotta, I mean, you don't want the candy to go bad. So obviously you have to remedy the situation honorably, making sure that no candy shall go bad. And we're going over to the 94 to finish up the spikes of our diagram. 43 was Kurt's high today. That was the high, 43 was. Oh gosh, that's cold. And so I reckon that you're probably not going to be working outside either, Kurt. And Sandmaker didn't have any trick-or-treaters at all. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you get candy for them? Thems that did not come? And actually, that's the case with us as well, is that we live way too far off the normal beaten path, and so we never have trick-or-treaters. It's okay. You know, we don't buy anything to give away because we know, and so it's easy peasy. Yes, on the candy, too far in the woods, right? You could be like the scary place that people come to. They would have to do that here too. All of the houses are kind of far apart, and it would be what kids would be daring each other to go to, I think. The scary houses. Yes, definitely more candy for you. And we are done with the spikies. Hard to tell from the gazing that I gave you before the difference on just the spikies. So we're going to move on. I'm going to change the height so that we can go to the mains. And it's a little high, so we're gonna bring it down a bit. Oh, that's such a good idea. Kurt is saying, I'd like to get a bucket of quartz points and give crystals away instead of candy. That's such a good idea. And I think I saw a post from AAA earlier today that said something like, take a rock, I think, or something. Have the candy leave a rock, or I can't remember which way it went, but I thought that was pretty funny. Like, yeah, rocks are better than candy any way you slice it. And Chris tumbled rocks. I thought about it for a minute. Yeah. And so Melissa's asking also what the lap is made of, and the best I can do for you is that it is a cerium embedded lap that is some kind of compressed material. It's not ceramic. It's a soft material. I don't think that it's very, 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 very compressed wool either. I think it's some kind of a synthetic. Oh my gosh, that's lovely. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, you are so pretty. We're polishing it very nicely. And so this is just for cerium oxide. It's already been embedded with the cerium oxide, so I don't have a mess of, you know, the loose cerium oxide going all over the place. You can recharge it with more cerium oxide, and it'll recompress, I guess, into the compressed material, but I haven't had to do that yet, and I want to say it's over a year old now, so great product, and I got it from I think they call themselves Bearstone now, and it's fellas that have a sunstone mine in the Rabbit Hills, and they live in Japan actually. And he hooked me up with all the laps that I have except for the bat lap. So all of the toppers and everything. So if you are a person that's beginning lapping, I got my whole setup for a very reasonable amount from this guy. So if you need any help, I would be happy to put you in touch with him. And more eye candy, yes, definitely, Kurt. And yeah, take candy and leave a rock. That is a deal. I liked whatever the deal was. It might have been that. I read it really quick as I was like flying through some stuff, taking a break. High Tech has a compressed cerium lap disc for like $13. The only problem with the High Tech laps is that they're not quite flat enough to use for fasting. Because I really wanted to do something like that. I bought their cerium lap for cabbing, and it's fantabulous. And so if you're interested in that, that was my introduction to cerium, and I knew it was love at first polish. And so it very well could be a very, very compressed felt sand maker. It just doesn't feel like it. So I'm going to have to ask my guy, because now I'm feeling a fool for not knowing what my lap is made out of. He just said, yeah, these are the things that you need to this is what we use to polish our sunstones, and sold me everything but the 3,000, which he was out of. And so I got the bat lap, and I'm so glad that that's what happened, because I absolutely adore the Gear Loose products. That's all of the diamond material that I use that comes to be charged. I use the Gear Loose diamonds. They are amazingly good quality to, it's the equivalent of a paste. They come in a little chapstick tube. I'll show it again. This is the tube for the 14K. And they, of course, have all of the different grits that you would need. They're 3,000. I like that they color code them so that you don't pick up the wrong one and ruin a lap by contaminating it. But yeah, you know, you just said, here, I got a cerium lap, you're gonna want it, and here it is. And I think that the material that, say, the high-tech laps are made out of, this might be something similar as far as being a compressed synthetic, because that's what they put. They embed the polishing compound for the high-tech laps. You know, in it's like a resin thing. Inquiring minds need to know. I know. I'll find out. I'll talk to dude. He spends some of the time in Oregon. I am pretty darn sure that they're back in Japan now. They do all of their own faceting of all of their own gemstones that they pull out of their very own mine, and then they have a very, very good market there in Japan, and they do international sales. And I will find out for y'all and myself. It's a plastic composite embedded with CEO. Gear Loose stuff is all good. Yeah, this one's not a Gear Loose cerium lap, though. I got this from the other guys. And J&B, hello, Jeff and Vicky. I'm live. Yeah. You passed out with the phone in your hand, just woke up. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, and I enjoyed your live earlier today. And what a bunch of absolutely fabulous eyeful that was. That was insane. So thanks for treating us to all your goodies that you got off of the person that does the TikTok stuff, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're just continuing on, Jeff. We started with the 14K, now we're on the polishing for this here big pumpkin. This big pumpkin gem that we have on the dot, the Oregon Fire Opal that we mined ourselves over there with Troy and Michelle with Outlaw Rocks. You did have a bunch to show, man. That was so fun. I always love that. And you know, you said something about going Josh style as far as just hanging out with the daylight in the truck, and that was absolutely great. I love watching his, and yours was super fun to watch in the same way. Uh-oh. Yeah, Jeff, I know somebody who can hook you up. I'll have to get you some lumps, sir. I need to send a box to you. I've had a box that's been accumulating for quite some time now. I just need to get that going out in the post. Hey, and Dub's here too. Yep, doing some late night faceting with some Oregon Fire Opal, and I was just mentioning how it's kind of like a pumpkin. Nice tangerine orange color, or pumpkin orange, I would say. You do want some of the pink stuff. Yeah, that pink stuff is so cool. I'm including a couple little lumps for you, Melissa. But yeah, I didn't even get all that much because we didn't go to the pink mine. So I had to just purchase some lumps directly from them at their store. And Scarodactyl, good to see you. Thank you so much for swooping into the chat here. Just got recommended. What am I cutting with? So this is actually the last stage on an Oregon Fire Opal, and this is a cerium oxide lap. And so it's a cerium oxide embedded lap, and we were actually talking about what the base material was for this lap. Some folks were wondering if it was ceramic. It's not. But I'm not entirely sure if it's a very, very compressed wool, felt, or if it's a synthetic material of some kind. I was a beginning, and a helpful seller made a package for me of the beginning laps that I needed, and this was included in that. And Scarodactyl says, I had a jack-o'-lantern design ready to go, but I didn't get to facet it, too busy. Oh, that sounds awesome. Did you do that in Gem Cut Studio? Was it yours? And it's good to see you, too, for Happy Halloween, Dub. And what I'm working on as far as this particular cut is concerned is the Ruination by Arya Akvan. And the reason why I'm doing this cut is that I've been doing it over and over on some different samples of the Oregon Fire Opal material because the opal material is new to me. So I'm using a control cut and cutting several of the different flavors, if you will, the different colors and the different clarities of the opal. To see not only what sequence of polish, cutting and pre-polish and polish that it likes, but also kind of getting a feel for the different body tones and how it throws light around. Yeah, Gem Cut Studio, gotta love it. And yeah, I'm a bit addicted to the Ruination, to be perfectly honest. I love all of Arya's designs, and this one is just a really, really easy one to toss at material as a control to an experiment for sure. And I'm glad that you are already aware of all that wonderful stuff. And moving on to the next facet. Yeah, definitely a fun guy, and so talented. It's not even fair. So much talent. So Scarodactyl, sounds like you are quite the faceter yourself. What kind of machine do you prefer or have? And what kind of material do you like to cut? And for that matter, if anybody else in here has a favorite machine and or cut, I would love to hear, on account that I'm always looking for, the next fun cut to try. Although I do get high centered on certain ones, like I also love triopic blast. I'm big on the triangles, and so that trillion is one that I get really high centered on, and y'all have seen that. Oh, a B5, that's awesome. Oh, very cool. We were just talking about some of the lab stones earlier. I don't know if you know Patrick Donahue, but we were discussing some of his favorite synthetics, and I haven't had that much experience with them. So will be fun for when I go into a foray with those. All right, so you do know Patrick? Yeah, when I first started cutting, Patrick was really helpful. I think that he had started maybe within a year of when I started, and so very, very helpful. Oh, thank you, Kurt. So go check out the Discord to see the update on Kurt's beautiful wrap. Yeah, definitely. Go have a look. Don't want to miss that. This particular, you know, some of the folks that do work either in faceting or with a different array of materials, you know that when you go certain directions, you get, say, sunstones are notorious for this. It cuts easier or harder. I think I got a little bit trickier of a face here. And Deb, what's good in your gem world? Is there anything that you've been having fun playing with lately? I know that you posted up some tourmalines that had me pretty weak in the knees, but that's not unusual. Yeah, I've got some Scarodactyl just was talking about noticing that sort of directional variation with the larger sapphires. And I've got some Montana sapphires that I need to cut. And I'm looking forward to it. And then my brain is such that I like working with a certain kind of material for a while. So, you know, immersion in the material to learn it and feel like I've got what I need to know out of the material so I can cut it well. And so I will be moving on to the sapphires probably next. And going into a deep dive, and so that's good to know. I don't have any really big ones, but the ones that I have, I know will have some of the silk and whatnot, and so I'm imagining maybe the silk is what makes that variety happen. Yeah, the African tourmalines and the rhodolites. Yeah, that was like some serious eye candy that you had going by. And that's good to know too, William. I mean, it's like 'tis the season to make some, you know, fancy gifts, right? Who doesn't need some nice accent diamonds at any given time? And Scarodactyl is saying, yeah, I wish I could do more of that. Have to cut variety for videos. Oh, I get that. I'm gonna need to go over and do you do your videos here on YouTube? And if so, I'm gonna need to go and subscribe to your channel. I'm super stoked that you showed up here because I always love getting more faceting onto my shelves that I get to watch. So what I think I'm going to do, guys, is since we are creeping up on, oh my gosh, we have exceeded the 12 o'clock hour. So we all get to turn into pumpkins at the same time, right? I think we're going to turn this bad boy around, turn our water off, zoom it back out, and color a successful Halloween zoom out. And my phone's getting super hot. There we go. And so let's do this. I'm going to take you guys, hopefully not end it on you. Okay, are we still here? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks again, you guys, for coming by. Sorry, I got the light in your eyes. And we will be live tomorrow night for the regular Friday Night Live. That's always at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. On this same channel, we'll be in the horizontal. We will be looking at some of the stones that I showed you guys tonight, but getting a better look. And then hopefully we're going to be seeing both of the stones that we were working on tonight. And so there's that little lemon yellow one that looks like a, lemon Jolly Rancher. And then hopefully this pumpkin will be off of the DOP, and we'll see who guessed the carat weight. And Scaradactyl, if you want to guess on that, what did we say the, I think it came in just under 8 millimeters in girth. And so still have to take off the crown. But knowing the cut and everything, maybe you want to take a guess too. And so we'll take a look at that. And then, granted, we don't have anything else unexpected going on tomorrow night for the live. We might go through some of the grading of the fire opal that we mined over there at the claim at Outlaw Rocks. And so you guys can get a little bit more of a before and after look at where the stuff comes from, because it's covered in its crust from all of the like the rhyolite and the stuff that it's encompassed in when it's doing its thing, growing in its hydrothermal womb, if you will. So we'll take a little bit more of a look at that. And I want to thank you all so much for coming. Jeff is driving late on Friday, and so hopefully we do see you. Thank you, Chris, for coming, and Melissa, thank you, and Kurt, thank you for dropping in, and Dub, and Scaradactyl, thank you for swooping in and hanging out with us too. Sandmaker as well. All y'all that have been here, really, really appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully, on the Friday Night Live. And let me see if I can find where we get out of here on this one. I hardly ever do the vertical thing. Yes, hugs to you all. Happy Halloween, or now day after Halloween, and I'll see you today, later, or tomorrow, however that works out. Cheers!